everyone, I'm Aisha and I'm studying in 10th grade. So the topic is entrepreneurship. So as we know that there are so many entrepreneurs who has achieved success. So now I'm going to talk about one of the successful entrepreneur and his name is Stephen Paul Jobs, popularly known as Steve Jobs. Was an American entrepreneur and investor. So if you're using smartphone, especially iPhone, you probably know who Steve Jobs is. So Steve Jobs was a chairman, CEO and co-founder of Apple, which is now worth over $2 trillion. Yes, you heard it right. And also it is considered as one of the big technology along with Amazon, Google and Facebook. Also Steve Jobs was the chairman and the majority shareholder of Pixar. So do you think becoming an entrepreneur is easy? So the answer is no. No, it's not at all a piece of cake to become an entrepreneur. So I will tell you the struggle behind the success of Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs was born, his biological parents had no choice but to put the baby for adoption. And very soon he was adopted by his new parents. Steve Jobs was a bright kid. But unfortunately he was bullied at school, so he preferred to spend his time alone. He was bullied so hard that he wanted to transfer school or he would never attend the school again. And then when he went to his new school, he saw his first computer at the age of 12. So he took the first electronic class. Steve Jobs was a smart boy, but he didn't like the school learning process. He loved to learn in an unconventional ways. So Steve Jobs during his high school, out of 4 GPA, he averaged 2.65 GPA, which means he wasn't a bad student, but certainly he wasn't best. He was average. So after he graduated high school, he went to college. But Steve, he dropped out in the first 6 months. Even though he dropped out, he was unofficially attending the classes that interested him. At that time, he had to struggle a lot to survive. He didn't have a place to stay, so he slept on the floor or in his friend's room. No money to buy food. It was one of the hardest period of his life. So also he spent time backpacking around India, and the trip was one of the enlightening experience of his life. He dived into a spiritual quest for discovering his higher self, also practicing meditation. So these powerful experiences helped him to create one of the iconic brands of all time. So Steve and his friends, Steve Wozniak, founded Apple in their parents' garage. So after 10 years, Apple had grown from just two people in garage into $2 billion company. So in 1984, Apple released their first computer, Macintosh, but the sales were disappointing. So in 1985, Steve was pushed out of his own company. He was disappointed. But despite of everything, he later recognized this experience as a blessing of disguise. It later turned out getting fired from Apple was the best thing could ever happen to him. The heaviness of success was replaced by the lightness of a beginner again. So he also even founded a new company. But after Steve Jobs left Apple, the company found little success and also continued to struggle. Also with the success of Microsoft, the Apple was on a verge of bankruptcy. So in 1997, Steve, with his creative ideas, rejoined Apple and saved the company, and the rest is history. So Apple became the first trillion-dollar company. Unfortunately, Steve Jobs passed away in 2011, but left behind a legacy and inspiring words. His success story is amazing. He was an average. He failed many times in his career, rejected, fired, disappointed, but he became one of the greatest visionaries of 21st century. So whenever you feel lost, confused, disappointed or embarrassed, look at yourself in the mirror. live forever. Ask yourself, what can I do to make my life better? Stop living in fear. Get up and fight for your dreams. Find out what is truly important to you. And it doesn't matter what people tell you. You have the power to create the life you deserve. So remember one thing, the success isn't an accident or luck. It is the hard work, perseverance, loyalty, studying, learning, sacrifice, and moreover, love what you're doing or learning to do. Thank you.